As a child, they could not keep me from wells and old pumps with buckets and windlasses. I loved the dark drop, the trapped sky, the smells of waterweed, fungus, and dank moss. One, in a brickyard with a rotten board top. I savored the rich crash when a bucket plummeted down at the end of a rope, so deep you saw no reflection in it. A shallow one under a dry stone ditch, fructified like any aquarium. When you dragged out long roots from the soft mulch, a white face hovered over the bottom. Others had echoes, gave back your own call, with a clean new music in it. And one was scaresome, for there, out of ferns and tall foxgloves, a rat slapped across my reflection. Now to pry into roots, to finger slime, to star big-eyed Narcissus into spring is beneath all adult dignity. I rhyme, to see myself, to set the darkness echoing.
This is the poem Personal Helicon, written by Seamus Heaney. When you first read the title, Personal Helicon, the reader can infer that this poem will either be nostalgic or intimate because of the word personal. And after doing research, Helicon is a mountain sacred to a Greek god of poetry and music, Apollo. So the reader can also infer that the poem will be about a place that is sacred to him. The speaker seems like an older person, someone who is reflecting on his life and looking back at his childhood and also looking forward to his adulthood. To paraphrase, there was a well to symbolize the speaker's personal reflection and understanding of the world, whether that was some lesson that he learned in his childhood or something that he has yet to learn in his adulthood. There's a lot of imagery in the poem. This includes the images of wells, water buckets, smells of water weeds, foxgloves, fungus, mulch, and a rat. The imagery of water weeds, fungus, mulch, foxgloves, and windlasses all symbolize the childhood innocence that he had. The speaker talks about his childhood some more when he talks about the bucket and the crash sounds. This shows that during his childhood, he had to learn some things the hard way. The drawing up the well symbolizes that he has not seen everything, that there are still mysteries of life. The wells overall symbolize life, inspiration, and knowledge. So an allusion can be seen where the speaker talks about Narcissus, who is a character in Greek mythology who fell in love with his own reflection. The speaker can relate to Narcissus as he stares at his own reflection in the well because he is searching for the mysteries of life and he wants to know who he really is. Something is disturbing the reader as a rat slaps his reflection. This is also where the speaker shifts from talking about his childhood to now talking about his adulthood in the future and what he sees ahead. The tone and the attitude of the speaker is very contemplative as the speaker reflects on each of the wells and especially every single memory that comes with every single well and what is to come with the future. After reading the poem, to talk about the title again, we were right to infer that the personal Helicon would end up being the wells, and that would be something sacred to the speaker. The overall theme of this poem seems to be the loss of childhood and moving on to adulthood, with things like the rat slapping across the speaker's reflection, which wakes him up from that childhood innocence and makes him realize that there is a darkness and an unknown and mysteries of life that he doesn't have the answer to.